Yo, what's going on, guys? Thanks for joining me today. Today's video will be primarily focused on my home state, Colorado, because there's something going on here that I haven't seen happen in any other states really. So Colorado has issued its own stimulus check to its residences. And I know if you're not from Colorado, this might not be relevant to you, but it might actually inspire you to reach out to your state and local government and be like, what the hell, man? This is what's going on in Colorado. Why don't we get any of this? So stay tuned and see what we got going on here. So what's going on nationally is that Congress has stalled, basically, like House and Senate can't come to an agreement. I think any bills or proposals that they have passed in the previous months have been actually just political plays, and I don't think that anybody has had any intention of actually coming to a deal. That's just my opinion, but that's what it seems like, when you see how things have been going. So that's quite unfortunate. So what our governor did is he took it into his own hands and signed an executive order for the state to send out a stimulus check. So he's doing this amidst rising cases of COVID-19. And just so you all know, obviously cases are rising all over the country. But in Colorado, there's this fun little dial called the COVID-19 dial. Okay, so this dial is basically like a rating system based on the COVID risk and count in each county. And so Denver County has just increased one level of risk. They went from level 2 to level 3, which is a higher risk level. And as the dial goes up, the county has to follow stricter guidelines, okay? So I think at level 3, I believe restaurants have to be at 25% capacity rather than 50%. So just a bunch of other things too. It's based on the 7-day moving average. I think it's a decent system to just track how things are doing per county. And it's a simple, decent tracking method, basically, okay? So as Denver County rises, which is one of the most populated counties in Colorado, as that increases, I think tensions and desperation came upon Governor Jared Polis to do something about it. So he signed an executive order to issue stimulus checks through the unemployment program. So the executive order was for $168 million. It's supposed to cover about 435,000 Coloradans, and it's supposed to be paid out by early December. So who qualifies for this program? First, it's people who make less than $52,000 per year. Second, they have to receive at least $1 of unemployment benefits between March 15th and, let's see here, October 24th of this year. And then lastly, their unemployment benefits had to range between $25 and $500 per week. If they meet all those criteria, then they will get a stimulus check paid through the unemployment insurance office, since the unemployment insurance has all that data, and it's gonna be $375. So I know $375 may not seem like that much, but if you are on unemployment, if you don't have much money coming in, if you just lost your job, if you're a business owner and your restaurant just reduced capacity substantially, then $375 can, make a difference. If you're frugal, it could be 3 to 4 weeks of groceries. If you're frugal, if you're really frugal, I've heard people making $300 last them 2 months. Of course, they're eating rice and beans or some shit like that, but you can make it work. Or if you want to live like a baller, then maybe it's 1 week's worth of groceries. But if you're on unemployment and you're spending that much on grocery, then there might be some things you have to evaluate there. So that's all I got for what's happening in Colorado. Hopefully Congress can come up with a deal. I mean, I'm not holding my breath. I know that they're waiting until after the election's over. And, by this time, that doesn't mean anything because the election's over next Tuesday. But, I think they've been waiting for that point for a long time now. And I don't even have high hopes of them coming to a deal after the election's over. So we'll see what happens there. I'll keep you guys updated if there's anything worth updating about. All right, so that's all I got for today. Thanks for joining me. Be sure, if you're new here, to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything going on. And if you found this video helpful, please smash that like button and smash it as hard as you can, okay? And after you do that, share this video with all your friends and family who might think it's useful, especially you folks, you fellow Coloradans, all right? That's all I got. Take care for now. Stay safe.
I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a sticker. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flicker. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change.